Hello and welcome. It's a good day to be on the farm. My name is Chuck and this is Riverview episode 17. No, not 17, episode 7. I wish it was 17, but we're not there yet. It is October 1st and we've got some rain on the way. But let's go take a look at our fields and see how we're doing. Because it is October, the days are getting a little shorter, so I set the wake up time for 9 in the morning instead of 8. And that's how we got to where we are now. Get a little closer to avoid those trees. Let's check on our cattle while we're here. They're looking good. I got that windrower sitting right in the middle of the field, so maybe I need to do something about that. But that's what I love about maps like this that you don't get on the base maps, is here's my pasture and there's literally cows in my pasture. So I love that the actual animals show up in the pasture for you. So here we have, let me check the animal. They had 51,000, I think. Yep, 51,742 liters of food. It is in the red, but that's just because this holds 1,000 cattle, and you can put a lot of hay in there if you wanted to. They also have 35,000 liters of straw, which is also in the red, so I suppose we could dump the rest of our straw in here today if we want to, from our forage wagon, or we can just hang on to it for a little while longer. And our chickens are doing fine. They are now 2 months old, so a third of the way to their production age. And they've got 13,000 liters of food left. So I'm actually a little bit more worried about the chickens running out of food than I am the cows, because we can certainly cut more hay, and I'm sure we will at some point. So we've got, actually I think we did cut hay in the last episode, now that I'm thinking about it. So let's run down to our fields real quick. The animals are looking good. Just gonna whip around here. And we have our subsoiler on the back of this tractor. When we tried both methods for planting in the last couple of episodes, it was brought to my attention that the subsoiler did a better job and made a seed bed, where the cultivator, although 1 meter wider, didn't make a seed bed and just made a cultivated status. So I think we're going to go ahead and subsoil. Do I have the weight on the front of this? I do. Good. We're going to go ahead and subsoil both fields 9 and 10 at some point. Actually, we just did subsoil field 9, I believe. We'll check the map here in a second. So I think we actually did already subsoil the one on the right. We just need to subsoil the one on the left. And then these down here are, well, this one is planted. All right, so let's stand at the corner of these three. So this one is loamy sand, owned by me, and it looks like it has a seed bed there. This one was just harvested wheat, and we need to do something about that field. And then this one here is wheat that is growing. Ooh, and needs a weeder. Needs weeded or needs sprayed at some point in time. So let's jump up to the map and check out this stuff up here. So yes, here's our fields. 8 and 10 are both wheat, which is fine. So yes, this has now this has stubble tillage now, not a seed bed. We don't have anything, or 8 here had a seed bed underneath it before we planted it, which is what we used the subsoiler on. And field 7 is cultivated, except for that one little row where we tested out the planter there. And then field 10 is harvested and needs something. So interesting. So maybe we need to cultivate it, then subsoil it. Yeah, this is different equipment that I'm used to using, and we're on the precision farming. Now, I don't think the precision farming has much to do with this. Different stages of soil, because we had different stages of soil already. So let me just jump down here. This is our soil types. A lot of sandy loam and loamy sand, which is good. A loam, well, sandy loam isn't great, but it works. But it's I think the yellow is bad and the green is good. The sandy loam is good. The loamy sand is okay, but I think loam is the better one, and then silty clay is bad. So there's those 4 sections. But again, we subsoiled this section, or this field 8, and we got to 57 on our precision farming environmental score. And down here, we only got to 52 on our environmental score. So we're just going to experiment with these and see how it goes. Our pH levels look pretty good, except for this little orange strip right here, but we did already run over that, so I'm not sure there's much we can do about that. We can maybe bring the fertilizer out and try one more time before we plant. And then our soil information here for our nitrogen. Now this would be where we'd lime. So yeah, we haven't done these two. We need to lime these 2 fields, and then we can fertilize them at some point in time as well. Well, so oh, and here comes our rain. How long is it supposed to rain today? For the next 3 hours. So about 1 o'clock we should clear up. So we're not going to spread much in the rain, but we can get this busy going on a worker anyway while we figure out what else we're going to do. And we'll kind of let this play out. And it's going to take it to the same state as field number 9 over there. And then we will start spreading fertilizer or lime on these at some point. And then we're also going to want to get our planter down here. And here's our wheel loader. Look at the spikes on this thing. It is crazy. But I like our telehandler, and I'm not really sure what we would do with this wheel loader. So I'm actually thinking about selling this because we've only got 16,000. So we could certainly use the cash. So I'm thinking maybe that we'll sell this in this episode as well. I wanted to move some bales around with it first, but we don't have... Well, actually, let's just drive it over there and see. So this one does that thing where it bends in the middle, which I always find weird because I did not learn how to play this game in a wheel loader. And there was a tractor in FS19. Yeah, so this is all mowed, but that's it. It hasn't even been tedded yet. So eventually, when we have some more bales off of this field 12 that we're kind of driving around here, I am going to play with this wheel loader and stacking them just to see before we sell it, but that's probably something that we will do. So let's just park this here and flip through our things. This telehandler is my preferred way to load and unload things into the cowshed, so we'll probably stick with that. We don't need our mowers anymore because I'm pretty sure we mowed everything. Let's go back to the map and check out our harvest information. Yeah, look at that. The whole thing's harvested, so we must have mowed it all. So that's good to know. So I think the next step is our smallest tractor. Let me go into the garage here. Actually, let's look at the sales. Oh, John Deere header and another forage wagon. Okay, great. Our medium tractor is our Massey. So our Massey is our biggest tractor at 225. That would be ridiculous to be pulling a tedder on. But our Vultra is currently doing the subsoiling for us, so I guess our Kloss is the only one we have available. So let's, of course, we drop off the front first. We need to drop off the back, and then we will pull this in here and park this down here. So dropping the mower off. We do have a roller which we could use down there, but we want to get the tedder up to the main field. So let's because one of our jobs is we got to get that hay off of there. And of course, right now it's grass and it's getting rained on, so that's not great for what we're trying to do here. But I want to be able to make sure we address that today. And here is our sprayer, because we also need to spray for those weeds and or get a weeder. I actually like the manual weeders, is how I tend to usually approach weeds in FS22, just because the spraying can be so expensive when you buy all of that. So that's one thing for us to consider, but we could get a weeder. Yeah, I can't ted in the rain. What am I doing? So let's park this one here so we're ready to go for this. Let's look back at our equipment and just make sure we don't have a weeder. Just want to see if this is a bale spike. So that's a silage fork. Oh, no wonder it's got so many spikes. Yeah, we're not doing silage like that. We're going to do silage, but not like that. I mean, I suppose we could come up here and windrow right into our... That would be different if we started making silage. Now, we want hay. We're making hay right now. At some point in time, we might. So, but that wheel loader must be for silage. We're not probably going to make silage for a while. So I think that maybe needs to go, especially since it's not a bale fork. And we have a sprayer. How many meters wide is this? It looks to be 33 meters. That's a big sprayer. So yeah, I think, and there's no weeders listed here, so I think here is our Massey ready to get planting, which is probably what we need to be doing next as well. But we're not going to plant in the rain either, so let's get down to, yeah, I guess knowing that this is for silage and we're going to be doing silage in bales since we're already baling, we'll probably just get a wrapper. And again, we're months away from that because there's no point in making silage when our cows aren't actually producing. Let's just drive this down to the shop. This would be a great way to kind of wait out the rain and get a little extra cash. And then maybe we'll drop that tedder with the cloths up at the top and go get our sprayer and buy some liquid fertilizer for our sprayer, because we're going to have to spray for those weeds because we don't have a weeder. Oh, and look, we got weeds all over that too. Hasn't even been planted. It's full of weeds. So this is just another piece of equipment we're not ready to use yet. Maybe we should keep it, but I think that it might just be best for us to simplify some of the equipment based on what we're doing. Oh, yep. I would destroy a car with this silage fork. It's a good thing they stopped for me and I still hit them, but that's fine. We'll hug the edge of the road a little bit more. I never get used to driving on the left-hand side of the road on these maps, and therefore I tend to cause lots of accidents with my farm equipment. But luckily, that is not part of the game. Your equipment gets damaged from use, not from wrecks, which is nice. So, since we're burning a little time, we'll come down here and get this parked up. So let's go to the fork first. So we normally get our money back for this. Right now the value is 156. If we spend 191 to repair it, it's still 156. Really? Well, that apparently I just wasted the money on that. but I'm not gonna. What do I need a silage fork for if I'm selling the wheel loader? So, all right, let's try it anyway. L3 to repaint is supposed to give us $750 value. It's $156 value. So repaint it. 156. Yeah, we're literally flushing cash right now. That's weird. All right, well, we're going to do it here. 2,168 to repair. Should take the value from 18 to 20. Yep, and repainting 10,000 from 20 to 30. 21 to 31. Yeah, 32,353. So, and then we'll sell that. So we lost that money on the silage fork, but we made it back on the wheel loader. So, and now I don't have any equipment down here, so we're just gonna flip back up here. So now we got a little bit of cash that we can use to get ready to spray. And since we're going to be planting with the Massey, because that's the only one that can, let's have to use the cloths for these other couple of jobs, because the harrow's going on the little guy already. So we're going to run down here and grab our sprayer. And I'm glad we got a little of extra cash because we're going to need it. Because herbicide ain't cheap. But we need to do something about those weeds or we're going to lose a lot of yield. So here is this our liquid? Steel fertilizer, solid fertilizer. Where's our liquid fertilizer tank? I could have swore it was right here. Now let's see if we can back up with this thing. Oh yeah. Excellent. Well, around one of these corners there is a liquid hold on. There's our baler. Oh, and that's our low loader. Okay. Saw something blue. I was wondering what that might have been, but it's our low loader, which we will want when we're hauling bales around later. So here is our seeds. So the liquid fertilizer must be over by the chickens. We'll take the long way around. So I am excited to eventually have some cows up here too, but I can't see the point in working 2 cow sheds till we get the one relatively full. Because then we would have to split our straw and everything between them. Liquid fertilizer tank. So we need, what is the capacity of this? Let's look at our sprayer. It can hold 4,300 liters. That is a lot. I hope we don't need that much. That should do all 4 of our fields easily. So the silo is empty. Oh, for 229,000 I can buy 173,000 liters. No, we're gonna 5,000 liters is basically 6,600. That gets us about where we want to be. We can do it for 2,000 or go to 10. Now 5 is about right. So we're going to buy... No, we're not looking for liquid fertilizer. We're looking for herbicide. Whew, about to spend a lot of money that we didn't have. There is no herbicide because you are a tank for our chickens. There is no herbicide tank up here. Ooh, that was close. Alright, so who's got our front loader arms? That's the one that's with the subsoiler. Okay, so let's just hop in here. We shouldn't need more than 4,000 liters anyway for the 2 fields that we're going to have planted. So let's just run down there, buy 2 pallets, put them straight into the sprayer and bring it back. And yeah, I'm glad we didn't buy that liquid fertilizer. I would have been upset because I prefer the solid, and we have a spreader for the solid already. And then we don't have to worry about unloading fertilizer to load in herbicide and then loading fertilizer to unload like it gets to be, pallets everywhere, and you got to deal with all those. And we're going to use, obviously, if we had bought that liquid fertilizer, we would use it. But since we don't have to, we should be able to just buy the herbicide because we've got weeds that we need to deal with. And we want to deal with them while our crop is still in its first growth stage so that we don't damage it with our wheels. So we're going to come down here, pop out to the shop. Going to go to pallets. Pallets of herbicide, 2,400. Yep, 2,000 liters. Alright, spent 4,800 on fertilizer. It was herbicide though. It's just both of those get clumped into fertilizer. And we will get this loading, and we should be able to get both of these in here without too much trouble. And hopefully by the time we get back, it will be 1 o'clock and the rain will stop, and we can get our weeding on, and maybe start that massy planting and then go make some more hay. Oh, 93%. Okay, I like that. We can put 2 pallets in here so we don't even have to load them on a low loader, haul them up, or manage them. We'll buy a third when we need it, but we can just run down here. I mean, that's a lot of herbicide. I don't think we're going to need... Like, this should get us through multiple fields, maybe all 4 fields. So if that's the case, then I don't mind running down to the store, once a season to just put 2 more pallets in. That's not too much work. Hauling all those pallets up here, loading them and unloading with a front loader, all of that stuff, that's a lot more work. So, and obviously we're not going to spray this field on our left because we're going to basically plow those under when we plant. But the field we are going to spray is this one right here, which is covered in weeds. So as this thing is massive when unfolded, so let's just get here, and then we're going to back out and unfold this. And we're just going to take a look here. So yep, weeds, small. We could use a weeder for this, but since we already have a sprayer, I did that pretty well. I'm almost exactly where I need to be. Can't believe I missed a strip down there, but oh well, live and learn. Guess that's what you do for hiring a worker to do it instead of doing it yourself. Alright, so let's take a look at the map. We haven't done weeding yet on this playthrough, so we're going to go to here, and yeah, weeds all over field 7, spotty here on field 8, 9's just got that strip there, and 10 is obviously getting plowed under when the harrowing is happening. So we're going to watch this disappear on 8 at least as we get going, so we should be able to just start that sprayer. And make our way across the field. And this might only take 2 strips. We'll see. Alright, now let's stop there for a second. I just want to make sure. Yep, we're getting them. Okay. And with precision farming, you can buy sprayers that will only spray where the weeds are, and so you can save a lot of this herbicide. This, I don't think, is one of those sprayers, because you also might have to get that precision farming. There's like an attachment you can put on the front of your tractor that will scan the levels of the plants using sunlight or something on the leaves, so it like gauges the shade of green and calculates what you need. But we're not gonna probably have the ability to do that anytime soon. So hope this thing is turning tighter than I expected. So we will back up this way and hopefully not hit that tree there, and then turn. And then we can kind of go from here to line up our fertilizer for this row. So anyway, we're going to take a look at the map and see what we've got left, and then we will get this sprayed as well. So let's, I think we're still not quite lined up, so we're going to go over one more section like that, and we're probably just going to have to do 3 rows, so probably didn't need to worry about it too much, but get squared off and work our way across the field. And these fields, like I said, aren't very big. Maybe we should have done this north to south rather than east and west. Obviously, I usually like to go the long way in the field, but if we're going to respray a whole chunk of the field because the sprayer is not wide enough to get all the weeds, then maybe, yeah, we would need to consider running north and south, even though it's a lot harder to turn that around with the trees bordering those sides. That might save some herbicide in the long run, so that could be a good way to go about it. So regardless, that will work for us. So we're going to go ahead and obviously shut off this sprayer here. We're going to back up and do one more strip, and then I think that will probably actually do it for this episode. We're over 25 minutes here and probably close to 30 minutes. Oh man, that is a terrible view with that tree there. I like to get the wide shot so I can see where the edge of my sprayer is, but not with all those trees. We're just gonna hope that we don't hit anything with the boom extended like that. So we'll get here and then get this sprayer on, and it looks like we are getting that. I'm gonna just shade a little bit towards that side just to make sure, and then we will make it towards the end of the field here and then wrap it up. So hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Give it a thumbs up if you did. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and do that too. I'd really appreciate it. Ring that bell if you want to see or be alerted when a new episode pops. That's something that very few of you are doing, so give that a try. I'd love to see how that works on my end, and then we can go from there. And then in the next episode, we will make some hay by tedding that field that we mowed yesterday in game, and we will get planting again on field 7. All right, let me just check the map. Yes, we got all the weeds there. Let's just fold this thing up, and I'm going to cut it off here. Thanks guys so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one, and have a good night.